Good morning, students. Our first lesson is going natural resources. We already completed the air as a natural resource, water as a natural resource. The last natural resource in our lesson, it is the land. Land is seen in the form of stones, soil, big rocks. It is not flat everywhere. As per the area, as per the pattern, shape, size of that stones, rocks, there is a variety, and as per that, in that region, flat area, upside downside area, hilly area, this type of areas are there. In hilly areas, different types of land can be observed. It is hilly in some places and flat in others. All terrestrial animals, that means the animals which survive, which live on land, okay, including man, live on land. Some terrestrials dig burrows in the ground for shelter purpose. This means that they use land for fulfilling their need. Which need? Their shelter need. Different animals are there, like mice, after that rabbit, snake. These animals, they dig out, they dig burrows and use this area for their shelter purpose. We also use land for farming and for building houses and roads. We make use of plants and animals in the forests that grow on land. Use forest area, plantation can be done on the land area. Animals also use this dense forest area as their shelter. The minerals, crude oil and natural gas obtained from the earth, that is from land, are very important for us. It means that land is an important resource. Let us see exactly what land is made of. Students, you know properly, for living purpose, for shelter purpose also, the human being use the land. Before construction, whatever the area is selected, that area is converted into the flat area, and after that construction is there. So human beings, animals, they use this land for shelter purpose, for plantation, for development of the forests. Now the different, we can say, layers which can be observed as we go deep inside in the ground. Small activities there. Take a transparent plastic bottle, a handful of soil, some stones and some dry leaves and water. Cut off the upper tapering part of the bottle. Put the rest of the material in the lower part and add water. A mixture we have to take in this jar like structure. This is a plastic bottle. The upper side it get cutted. So in that we have to add handful soil, stones, sand and dry leaves and water. Stir the mixture thoroughly and put it aside. Observe in the next day and answer. If you observe, students, then whatever the heavy material, that is the big stones, they get settled downside. Above that there will be small stone layer. Above that sand layer is there. Above that soil, fine soil is there. And above that dry leaves, this layer is present. That means we mix this mixture into that bottle. But when we add the water inside it, due to that heavy part get settled down, and as per their weight, as per their size and shape, they get settled and form these type of the layers. So this bottle represents what? The structure of the land. The land on the earth also looks like this. If a pipeline is being laid in your neighborhood, observe carefully. The pits dug for this purpose, you will see some layers under the land surface as shown in the figure. These two diagrams, which one? 1.7 and 1.8. Both diagrams indicate the layers of the land. If the land has mature soil, the topmost layer is formed by the decomposition of the remains of plants and animals. This layer is called as the humus. Mature soil, that means proper proportion is there in that soil, and in this type of soil the topmost layer, it is the humus. Humus is nothing but, underline this line, the topmost layer formed by decomposition of remains of plants and animals, and this layer it is called as the humus. You know that when leaves they get fall down, they collect, they remain as it is on the surface near that plant, and these dry leaves, when water get added with these, they get decomposed. Decomposition means what? Decomposition means whatever the complex material is there, it get cut into the smallest parts. Okay, so therefore this layer it is called as the humus layer. It is usually found in dense forests. Why it is found mostly in dense forest? Dense forest, that means the area in which large amount of plants, number of huge plants are there. Yes, and in falling season, whatever the leaves they get fall, a large amount of humus is formed. The land below this is full of sand, soil, small stones, worms and insect. Below the humus, if you observe carefully, this area which have the soil area, in that small stones are there, certain insects are there, worms are there, these all are present in this area, this black color area. Soil and pieces of bedrock are found below this layer of land, and this soil it is called as the immature soil. Immature soil, that means this yellow color area it is. What is the reason behind that? Because there is a no proper fine powder like structure is there. Humus is not added in this. So the content of this soil, it is not properly developed, not properly matured, not properly good for the plantation. Yes, what is the reason behind that? Because bedrock, rock like structures are found in this layer. Yes, so therefore this layer it is called as the immature soil. Further below this layer, the proportion of soil decreases and that of rock increases. After the layer of immature soil, rock regions start. The layer of, here if you observe, layers of soil and small rocks. So here soil content, it is very less. The large content it is present of the rocks. Okay. Further below this layer, the proportion of soil decreases and rock increases. This is called as the bedrock. Bedrock, that means there is the large stones. Large stones, not only stones, students. The big rocks are also present in this layer and a bed-like structure is formed, which is called as the bedrock. The color and texture of soil are both determined by the bedrock. Due to this rock, because there is a powder get formed when inside the land, inside the earth's crust, different processes are occurring. Continuously movement is occurring, and due to this there is a powder form, there is a breaking of this rock region is also takes place, and due to that the color of soil, the texture of soil, it is depend upon the which type of bedrock is present in that area. Suppose in Maharashtra region, maximum the color and texture of soil, it is the black color soil. बहुत काली मिट्टी रहती है महाराष्ट्र के रीजन में. बट इफ यू गो टुवर्ड्स द कर्नाटका रीजन, in that if you observe the color of the soil, it is the reddish color. Yes, so this is depend upon the layer of this bedrock. So this is the diagram which represents the layers of land. First of all, humus layer, second soil, after that immature soil, layers of soil and small rocks, and last one it is the bedrock. Now the question is there in now the question may arise, how soil is formed? Because we observe the upper area only, and in that stones are also there. Yes, but soil is also present. So how there is a soil formation occurs? So total process is here. The soil on the land is formed by natural process. Soil formation, it is the natural process. First point, the abiotic components of soil. What is the meaning of abiotic components? Abiotic, that means dead components, non-living components. Yes, components have two types, biotic and abiotic. Biotic means living, abiotic means non-living or dead. So abiotic components of soil are supplied through the weathering of the bedrock due to the heat, cold and water of the sun, wind and rain respectively. Heat which is get from sun, cold which is get from wind, and water which is get from the rain. Due to this, weathering of bedrock is occur. The bedrock breaks down into pieces. Stones, sand and soil are formed from these pieces. Microbes, worms and insects are found among them. Rodents like mice and rats are also found here. The roots of trees growing on the land also help weathering of rocks. The process of soil formation is slow and continuous. Very important line. This soil formation process is, speed is slow, but this is the continuous process. It takes about 1,000 years for a 2.5 centimeter thick layer of mature soil to form. Soil can get destroyed in a short period due to floods, storms and human activities such as the mining. That soil layer, it get disturbed or it get destroyed. The time is required for this, it is the very short. And which are the reason for destroying of this soil? Flood situation. तो वो पानी की वजह से whatever the upper layer of that soil, it get flow. Storms में भी आप देखते हैं कि soil particles जो है वो बहुत ज़्यादा move हो जाते हैं air में. Yes. And third one reason, it is the human activities such as the mining. That's why it is necessary to conserve soil and to prevent erosion of land. The best remedy for this is to increase the green cover of the land. Erosion of land is reduces if grass, trees, bushes are grown in it. ये जो plants होते हैं उनके roots क्या करते हैं? Soil को hold करके रखते हैं. And therefore whatever the content of the soil around that region, कोई plant के आजू बाजू भी आप देखेंगे certain microbes they grow, certain insects are there, and these insects, these microbes, they are very useful to upgrade the quality of the soil. Therefore we have to plant more trees, more bushes for the reduction of or for reduce the erosion of the land. Okay. Do you know a very interesting thing is there? Humus is the layer formed on soil due to the decomposition of dead plants and animals by microbes. घर में आपने देखा होगा कि कोई अगर छोटा सा भी इंसेक्ट अगर मर जाता है तो उसको क्या होती है, चींटियाँ जो रहती है, रेड एंट्स, यस, दैट एंट्स दे गेट कंज्यूम, like that when dead plants and animals are fall on that land, सपोज अभी फ्लड सिचुएशन है या फिर कुछ प्लांट जो है वो गिर गए, डेड हो गए, एनिमल सपोज फॉरेस्ट में डेड हो गए, तो उनका डिकम्पोजिशन नेचुरली होता है, कौन करता है, माइक्रोब्स. ह्यूमस सप्लाइज न्यूट्रिएंट्स टू द सॉइल, और ये माइक्रोब्स कहाँ पे होते हैं, सॉइल में होते हैं. तो जो भी डिकम्पोजिशन, क्योंकि प्लांट्स और एनिमल्स में क्या है, ऑर्गेनिक थिंग्स है, वो ऑर्गेनिक थिंग्स सॉइल का न्यूट्रिएंट लेवल बढ़ाने में हेल्प करता है. सो ह्यूमस सप्लाइज द न्यूट्रिएंट्स टू द सॉइल. ह्यूमस इज ऑल्सो इम्पॉर्टेंट फॉर एरेटिंग द सॉइल एंड फॉर होल्डिंग वाटर इन द सॉइल. जितना ज़्यादा ह्यूमस सॉइल में होगा वो सॉइल उतने ज़्यादा ग्रेड की होगी, गुड ग्रेड, यस, मीडियम क्वालिटी रहती है ना, हाईएस्ट क्वालिटी, गुड क्वालिटी, मीडियम क्वालिटी, लो क्वालिटी. सो हाईएस्ट, वेरी गुड, बेस्ट क्वालिटी की सॉइल होती है जिसमें ह्यूमस का कंटेंट ज़्यादा होता है. क्यों? क्योंकि उसमें वाटर होल्डिंग कैपेसिटी वो सॉइल में भी प्रॉपर होती है कि पानी अगर देंगे तो वो इमीडिएटली ड्राई नहीं होगा. वाटर होल्डिंग कैपेसिटी होगी तो प्रॉपर प्लांट को वाटर भी सप्लाई होगा. यस, द प्रोपोर्शन ऑफ ह्यूमस in the upper layer of good fertile soil is about 33 to 50%. तो कितना ह्यूमस का कंटेंट होना चाहिए? गुड फर्टाइल सॉइल की अगर बात करेंगे सो अबाउट 33 to 50%. दैट मच अमाउंट ऑफ ह्यूमस must be present in the good fertile soil. What are the constituents of soil? Use your brain power. If you understand properly the content, the last part of our first lesson, that is the natural resource land, उसमें हमने क्या देखा, सॉइल के कंटेंट क्या क्या है. सॉइल में सैंड है, फाइन सॉइल पार्टिकल्स है, अगेन रॉक्स है, ह्यूमस, बेड रॉक्स, लार्ज स्टोन्स, स्मॉल स्टोन्स, माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स, that is the microbes, insects, all these are present in the soil. Classify them as biotic and abiotic constituents. Biotic that means living, abiotic means non-living. Biotic में कौन से आएंगे फिर? insect, microbes, these all can be included into the biotic. Remaining rocks, stones, sand, these all things it is into the abiotic constituents. Okay, so this question you can add, properly read out that point and after that solve this question. Forests on land got buried underground due to the great upheavals that took place on the earth many ages ago. After that, the process of formation of fossil fuels from the remains of living things took place underground. We get fuels like petrol, diesel, kerosene, paraffin and other useful material like tar and wax from the fossil fuels which is called as the crude oil. आपने कभी न्यूज़ में सुना होगा क्रूड ऑयल की जो रेट है वो हाई हो गई, इसीलिए पेट्रोल डीजल भी जो है वो हाई हो गए. तो ये क्रूड ऑयल कहाँ से फॉर्म होता है? अंडरग्राउंड, अर्थ के नीचे जो एरिया है वहाँ पे मेनी ईयर्स एगो, 1000 lakhs years ago, all living things whatever present, that is the forest, plants, certain creatures, they get buried due to the disasters. When there is a decomposition is occur, from that there is a formation of crude oil. और ये क्रूड ऑयल विच इज इन इम्प्योर फॉर्म, इससे हम क्या फॉर्म करते हैं? प्योर फॉर्म, लाइक डीजल, केरोसिन, पैराफिन, पेट्रोल, ये हम क्या करते हैं? फॉर्म करते हैं. Living things use land, water and air available on earth, and so does man. However, the portions of these resources that are actually put to use are very small as compared to the whole earth. Look at the following table. Whatever the living thing, we know that we studied in our this session different living things. In that animals are there, human beings are there, creatures are there. Yes, they use the land, water and air which is available, naturally available. If you observe this table, land, that is the 29% is available. Potable water, it is available only 0.3%. And oxygen, it is only 21%. How much area is available of land? Only 29%. So we have to use these natural resources very carefully. Even in these small proportions, the resources shown in the above table are sufficient for all living things. Only it is very necessary for man to control his greed. In other words, he must use these resources judiciously. Judiciously, that means in proper manner, balanced manner, with the awareness that they are meant for all other living things and not just for mankind. सिर्फ ह्यूमन बीइंग के लिए लैंड, वाटर और ऑक्सीजन, दैट इज एयर है क्या? नो. Other many creatures, plants, animals, these all are also depend on this. Summary of the lesson. Our lesson is over here. Summary of lesson. First point, the elements available in nature which fulfill the basic needs of living things are called as the natural resources. This is the definition of natural resources. Second one, air, water and land are important natural resources. Soil has both biotic and abiotic constituents. There are many constituents of air such as nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, inert gases, water vapor and dust particles. These all things are present into the air. The ozone layer is a protective shell of the earth. What is the work of this ozone layer? Ozone layer protect the earth from the harmful rays which emitted from the sun. Last one, natural resources should be used carefully and sparingly. So our first lesson, that is the natural resource, over here. Now the time for homework. All questions you have to properly write down in your homework notebook. I hope you understand this first lesson. First of all, read complete lesson again and again carefully. Thank you.